You can. What are your feelings, Bill, about AI? Oh, good question. Are you optimistic about how it will change our lives?
It's all artificial. It's going to change. It's changed everything. It's changing everything. It has changed.
Already, yeah.
It will change. And will it come alive and destroy us? Hopefully.
In a sharp, humorous, and thought-provoking segment of Real Time, Bill Maher sat down with William Shatner for a conversation that zigzagged between skepticism, curiosity, and cultural critique, anchored in the looming topic of artificial intelligence. Shatner, ever the showman yet surprisingly reflective, noted how AI is rapidly transforming the world, quipping with a sci-fi flair that it might one day come alive and destroy us, a wink to both his Star Trek legacy and present-day tech fears. Maher, never one to let collective anxiety go unchecked, countered with trademark cynicism. He questioned whether society's obsession with AI doomsday scenarios reflects a real threat or just another chapter in humanity's long tradition of overreacting. The result? A rapid-fire back and forth that walked the line between comedy and caution, capturing our deep ambivalence about progress while keeping the audience laughing at the absurdity of it all.
Okay, so how will persistent inflation affect Biden's prospects this fall? Badly.
Duh.
Does it counteract all the other positive economic news? Well, every time I point out the positive economic news, somebody yells at me in some sort of, somebody writes something like, oh, sure, it's fine for you, Bill Maher, with your private jets.
Yeah, but what is inflation? I mean, how high does inflation have to be before it's inflation?
It's when eggs cost more.
It's what?
It's when eggs cost more. That's what people are upset about.
I know, but salaries are going up too.
Yes, they are.
It's a peculiar situation. It isn't that bad, and they're just making it sound bad.
Don't say that; they'll yell at you. I'm telling you, you don't want to say that.
No.
What you mean to say is
they only yell at you when you define who they is.
No, what you really want to say is like everybody should be a millionaire and everybody should. No, I agree. I mean, look, I've been rich and I've been poor. Being rich is better. All right.
The panel then shifted gears to talk economics, but with a reality check. On paper, the economy looks solid. Rising wages, low unemployment, and plenty of positive headlines. But as they all pointed out, none of that matters much when everyday Americans are paying more for eggs, gas, and groceries. It's the classic disconnect, an economy that looks great statistically but feels awful at street level. Naturally, the conversation turned political, with the panel zeroing in on what this means for President Biden. Despite the positive metrics, high prices at the checkout counter are dragging down his approval and posing a serious re-election threat. Voters don't care about charts. They care about how far their paycheck stretches. And when it doesn't stretch far enough, even a strong jobs report won't save the day.
Should Democrats demand that Justice Sonia Sotomayor retire while Biden still has time to find a replacement? Well, I don't know if you can demand.
Definitely.
Also, he has to live long enough to do that, right? Well, sorry, but we're going to play the age game.
Right.
Start with
Don't play the age game when I'm around.
Well, I hear you, Captain. I hear you.
We got to go on the road together. I'm telling you.
A lot of leaders recently who haven't left in time, whether it's RBG, whether it's a Queen, and they've basically created problems that were terrible later on. I mean, why is...
What are you on about?
Well, the royal family was infantilized by the fact
The Queen was basically the female William Shatner, where the older she got, the older... I will explain. The older she got, the more popular she became, and the wiser she grew.
And so, question, if she had actually...
And the better she looked in a dress.
And earlier, do you not think that Prince Charles and the rest of the royal family would have had to grow up quicker?
No, I think Charles is doing a great job. He just, unfortunately, he's been stricken with a serious illness. But actually, no, I don't. I actually believe in experience.
What do you mean doing a great job? What does he do? What's the job?
He's the king.
But you said he's doing a great job. What? I don't know.
You think your leaders are any better?
No. What? Well, first of all, they're not your leaders. You said what? I want to know what constitutes doing a great job.
I actually think,
that's your job.
I think the biggest mistake your country ever made was getting rid of the monarchy, because if you kept it, you could have had King Piers by now. Thank you. He likes that idea.
Well,
I don't.
They provide a comfort blanket to the nation, which I think is underrated.
From grocery bills to the judiciary, the panel dove into a weighty question: when should long-serving public figures step aside? The conversation centered on Justice Sonia Sotomayor, with some suggesting she might consider retirement while Biden is still in office, so a liberal successor can be confirmed. The discussion echoed the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg, whose decision to stay on the bench ultimately helped shift the court's balance after her passing. But the talk broadened beyond the Supreme Court, touching on leadership and aging more generally. Queen Elizabeth II was brought up as another example of holding on to power too long. The underlying tension is clear. When does staying become less about wisdom and more about fear of letting go? It's a delicate question, but one the panel didn't shy away from. Sometimes knowing when to step down is as vital as knowing how to lead.
do you think the government is hiding evidence of alien life? They seem to think of you as somebody who's an expert on space.
That's because I am.
I know, but,
Why would they? How could they hide? They can't hide a budget aberration. Why would they hide this little yellow guy comes out of a ship? Put him away. It's ridiculous.
Well, they're not yellow, they're green. You should know.
I'm not wearing glasses. You
Okay,
are.
you should know because you kissed one of those too. I gotta say,
They do taste differently.
you gotta. Yeah, you got a lot of tail on that show. I gotta say. Well, I disagree with you. I think I'm not saying there's aliens among us. I'm not saying there's not. I think,
What are you saying?
I'm saying I don't know, and you don't either.
I do know.
You don't know.
Well, it's impossible. They can't hide the.
There's nothing unscientific about it.
Don't you think an alien invasion would be the only thing that could actually unite Democrats and Republicans? They can come together and fight.
In fact, I did a whole piece about that. It's in the book. I did. And the point of it was, like, in the past, always I would have said that. And now, absolutely not.
Are we sure Marjorie Taylor Greene is not an alien?
The first thing, if Martians landed, the first thing the Republicans would say would be, Biden. This never happened under Trump. Really, I don't even think that could unite us.
In a lighter but no less fascinating moment, Shatner was asked the big one: does he believe the government is hiding evidence of alien life? His answer was pure Shatner, half logic, half sass. Please, he said, the government can't even hide a budget error. How are they going to hide aliens? The audience cracked up, but then came the twist. What if an alien invasion is the one thing that could finally unite Democrats and Republicans? Forget healthcare, forget inflation. Maybe it takes Martians to build bipartisan unity. Of course, even that idea got a laugh, as one panelist quipped that if aliens landed, Republicans would just blame Biden and insist it never happened under Trump. It was a perfect blend of comedy and commentary. Funny because it's a little too believable. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed the analysis, got a few laughs, or came away thinking a little deeper, hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay sharp.